Oh my gosh, week just flew.
Another week gone. Yes.
In February. I mean, we're already in
The
March
last
almost,
weekend of
right?
February. Yes, this is our last show of February.
Oh my God, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, happy Thursday to everybody. I got to tell you, I'm happy. My Girl Scout cookies finally came in. And if you're watching this stream, yeah, I ordered
Really?
Samoas.
They might be gone before the end of the show, and I may have them on the side. You know, my nickname is a Cookie Monster.
Really? How come I didn't know this? Well, you can have one. Just kidding.
I already had like 10. You just don't know it. I've telepathically taken them away from you.
Well, I was happy that these came in because let me tell you, I normally buy them on the spot, or order from friends. This was the first time some random family came to my house, and I was supporting them. There were a family in the neighborhood, and then like weeks have gone by, and I was like, I wonder if the cookies are going to come in or not, or is my money just gone?
Why not Thin Mints?
You know what's funny? I have I have family members who love Thin Mints. It's too thin for me.
Oh, okay.
Is that the one you like?
That's my favorite. Did you hear that they're actually giving out less cookies and they're not changing the price?
Yeah, I heard that.
I think it went from 18 to 16 in a pack.
Yeah, that's not cool. I know it's only 2 cookies.
Yeah, but you're paying the same price for it.
Yeah, that's
why I don't mind to take 2 away, but then charge me less for it.
Exactly. I agree with you. But before we move on, Girl Scouts, they actually have a new cookie that's got like a cranberry taste to it. It's really good. It's the sugar it doesn't seem too sweet, and it tastes great with chai.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Just thought I'd share that with you.
So you're a Samoa's fan?
I do like Samoas.
You know, if you switch the A and the S at the end, it's samosa.
Oh my God. Great observation. That's what you went to UCLA for, huh?
Well, we both went to UCLA, right? Where's my hand clap?
Yes, and I didn't figure that out.
I didn't get a hand clap. UCLA. Oh, I got the Cookie Monster.
You got the Cookie Monster instead. All right. Well, we're in a good mood today, but unfortunately, there's been some crazy things happening this
another show where we got to share bad news.
Yeah.
And I want to expand upon this in a minute, but of course, the big news in Hollywood is Harold Ramis.
Who are you going to call?
Ghostbusters. And this guy has been ghostbusted?
Yeah.
Is that a nice way to say it?
I guess.
I mean,
it's not even funny.
Harold Ramis
from
Ghostbusters and a guy behind Animal House, Caddyshack. I mean, analyze this, analyze that. I mean, he's done so many movies.
He died. He's only 69.
Yeah.
He was battling autoimmune inflammatory vasculitis. Whoa, that's a mouthful.
Yeah, and he's battled for 4 years.
Yeah, that's really sad.
Yeah, so he died in Chicago.
But he co-wrote Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters too.
Yeah.
Very talented guy. He co-wrote National Lampoon's Animal House, Caddyshack, National Lampoon Vacation, and he directed as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, iconic comedy films. Yeah. I mean, you ask any fan of comedy film, and these are the films that they'll refer to as their Mount Rushmore of comedy films.
Right. And we grew up watching these.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I don't want to date ourselves, but yes, we did grow up watching these films. So it's a tough loss, and it also just makes me also sad because now I don't even want to. I don't know what the count's been, but since late last summer, since James Gandolfini's passing, it seems like almost every other week there's somebody.
We're just getting bad news. I mean, well, you had Paul Walker and James and
and then we had James Avery. Then we had early this month we had Philip Seymour Thomas pass away. Then there's this passing, and Shirley Temple passed away.
I feel like we're losing some strong talent, or maybe we're recognizing this talent because these are people that we've seen.
Let's also be honest. I mean, even though 69 is young, it's also at that age where death becomes more real.
Yeah.
I mean, with the exception of like Paul Walker or Gandolfini, I mean, Shirley Temple, she was 89.
Right.
Okay, you get that.
She lived a great life.
Her time had come. What's his name? Sid, who also passed away. The comedian, right? He was in his 80s. 69 while young, it's not like, oh my God, he was so young. It was just at that right age where so I guess these are the people these are people that are at that right age, I guess. Like you said, that border, that they're at that, we're now no longer, they're not in the prime of their lives anymore.
Right. But what's interesting to me is what's going to happen to Ghostbusters 3? Because I know they're awaiting a green light for it.
Well,
I don't even know how that's going to do, honestly. I feel like some of these movies, like when you have a team that's built and they're notorious for that, it's almost hard to kind of build a sequel and not have
and
one of the
relive
main
that and relive
characters.
that magic, right?
Because you're missing that. It's like with Paul Walker too.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how Fast and Furious 7 is going to do
Yeah.
without him because he was such a key component in there.
And
At least for me.
Well, and remember, of the 6 they've made so far, only one didn't have him.
Right.
And that was the one that people criticize the most.
Yep.
Tokyo Drift.
There's a signature character.
You know,
well, R.I.P. Harold, and sending our thoughts to his family. Somebody else that we're saying goodbye to, who's on television, he's still alive, well and alive. I don't know if we should say he's hated or loved. He's got, I think
he's
America's
hated and loved,
love-hate relationship with Pierce.
It depends what side Morgan. Depends what side of the political spectrum you're on, I guess.
Yeah, well, his show just got canned on CNN. Apparently, ratings
low ratings,
horrible.
Low ratings. He for one, he's not Larry King. I mean, let's be honest. I
don't think anybody's Larry King.
But at least there's a style you could follow, and I think the difference between him and Larry King is at least Larry King. And if you watch his interview with Conan,
I can't tell you, I didn't find him entertaining. I tried a couple of episodes to sit and get into it. It wasn't fun.
Here's what I think where that comes into play with, and I think I get what you're saying. The difference between him and Larry King. Larry King, he elevated the guests. It was about the guests. I think with Pierce, it was about him.
Yeah.
It was his show.
Yeah, like he focused a lot on, it was about me, what I think, what's my opinion about guns, and where am I going to go with this? So I don't know.
He had his agenda, whereas Larry, he just said, I'm going to, and he said this on an interview with Conan O'Brien recently, that I ask short questions and I never use the word I in interviews. Right? And he just makes it about the guest.
Well, that's what it should be. That's what good interviewers
That's what
do.
a good journalist is, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that's a big reason why why Pierce was so, I guess, polarizing.
Yep.
He was about him, and unless you agreed with his specific policies.
No. And I think he was very opinionated, bringing in too much of, again, what you're saying, like it's about him and making the show and the topics about what he thought versus what the guest really thought.
So Variety said that the show had less than 600,000 viewers, which for television is horrible.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, we're talking shows that get 4 million viewers canceled. This had 600,000. So I guess no more Pierce Morgan. I've had conservative friends of mine on Facebook who are celebrating and popping champagne bottles.
Yeah, I saw some of that too on mine. So.
They are thrilled. So
maybe you should just go back to reality television.
He'll land somewhere. He'll definitely land somewhere. He'll probably end up on America's Got Talent again or something like that. So,
okay, something I'm not feeling is I hear that Hollywood is possibly developing a comedy about Dennis Rodman's North Korean adventures. Okay,
this guy.
I don't know. Like, apparently, 20th Century Fox is going to make a film about this.
About his quote unquote ludicrous friendship with the North Korean director.
Yeah, what's that all? I mean, do we really want to watch that?
You know what? There are people who would want to watch it, and the film's going to be called Diplomats.
Oh, that's just a great title.
I mean,
that's a winner right there.
Can you imagine Dennis Rodman, diplomat?
Yeah.
Dennis Rodman, ambassador. Do we have an ambassador to North Korea? I don't know. I mean, and if we do, is he it?
Yeah, exactly. Is he the representative?
Yeah. And now introducing our ambassador to North Korea, Mr. Dennis Rodman. I actually want to do a slight tangent because I've actually met Dennis Rodman.
Yes, so have I. Crazy man.
I've actually played a basketball game against him.
Really?
So I got to give you this is actually a fun story. So when I was in San Francisco, I was living in San Francisco about 10 years ago, and I was involved with the basketball team up there in the American Basketball Association, and we played the team I was with played against his team. So I picked this guy from the airport in a Subaru, and he's pissed off. And I want my Lincoln Town car. Right?
Dennis Rodman?
Dennis Rodman, yeah.
Hilarious.
We take him to we get him a suite at the Holiday Inn. He's pissed off. It's not like the Four Seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then and then we're walking out the hotel, and then next thing you know, all this news media is there trying to get us, and these guys is hilarious. I wonder how the hell he's doing this now. He goes from being a basketball star to being in North Korea. Now they want to make a film about him.
I can't even believe that he actually suggested to President Obama that he should take up talks with Kim.
Well,
that's just weird.
But what's weirder, that or the film?
Both. I'm done talking about this one.
So would you watch the film though?
No.
No, not at all.
Not interested.
Okay.
Not interested. Another thing that I'm not really interested in either, but it's all over the news, is lovely Robin Thicke and Paula Patton have split.
I guess they've broken up, huh? It just wasn't working out?
I'm happy. No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
No blurred lines here, as the headline.
Yeah, quoted. Yeah, they're definitely calling it quits.
Yeah.
After 9 years.
Are you surprised, though?
No. I mean, I wouldn't want to be married to a guy like that.
But, I mean...
And he's younger than her by 2 years.
Is any Hollywood relationship, like... I mean, 9 years in Hollywood is like... you gotta look at them dog years.
I bet Affleck and Garner...
They're probably... To me, the ideal Hollywood couple is DeVito and Rhea Perlman. Right? And they had their breakup.
Right.
So if that couple can't last,
how can
any other couple last in Hollywood?
This is a great picture of both of them, but yeah,
on
they started
Prestige
dating when
magazine.
they were teenagers. So can you imagine how long that's?
And they're both they're both in their late 30s now, mid to late 30s. So it's 20 years that they've known each other ish, right?
Yep.
Again, like, you know, this is not surprising. I mean,
they even have a son together, 2-year-old, 3-year-old.
Yeah. Again, it's the whole Hollywood relationship. 9 years is, you gotta look at that's dog years.
You're hilarious.
Yeah. If they get back together, great. If not, I don't care.
Good luck. Seriously.
Good luck. Yeah.
But something that I found very interesting this week was Kristen Bell.
Yeah. So what happened with her?
She's from, right?
Yes.
From Veronica Mars?
Veronica Mars, which I'm actually looking forward to watching.
Me too. Yeah, I think it's going to be really cool. I love her. I think, you know what I love about her is that she can be glam, but she can play down to earth, but she just seems like such a real person.
But she's also being a mama bear right now.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So her and husband Dax Shepard, they have seriously had enough of the paparazzi, and she has been tweeting. I caught an interview with her on Entertainment Tonight the other night too. Mm-hmm. They are sick of the paparazzi coming after their kids. I want to pick up this more when we come back.
Yes.
So you are watching TinselTown Talkies with Rasha and
Emo.
We'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
A home is the biggest investment in most people's lives. Buying or selling should be a positive experience.
Whether you want to be a wealthy real estate investor or just trying to find a place to call home. At AJR & Associates, we focus on the client's needs.
We understand the market better than most. Let us bring the value to you and make the right choice.
AJR & Associates, making your dream house a reality. Call us today for a free consultation at 562-882-1976. Or you can log on to www.hrrealtors.com.
With a track record of great results, bringing knowledge, wisdom, and expertise to you. Hablamos español.
Looking for a delicious, fresh family meal that's ready when you are and easy on your budget? Welcome to Piara Pizza. We make our pizzas with handmade dough, 100% real cheese, and tomato sauce blended with our own spices. Nothing is ever frozen. We always have large pepperoni and cheese pizzas fresh and waiting for you for only $5. Or choose one of our specialty pizzas. We have veggie, meat lovers, supreme, and Hawaiian. Add an order of our amazing hot wings, cheesy bread, or breadsticks. Our locations are ultra-modern, ultra-clean, and open 7 days a week. Visit any one of our locations today, or check us out on the web at www.piarapizza.com. Piara Pizza. Fresh, hot, and ready for you when you come in. Stop in for your Piara Pizza today.
Been in an accident? Then you need your vehicle professionally repaired. That's exactly what you get when you bring your vehicle to Greg's Auto Body Repair. Free quotes within minutes. We will provide everything you need for a hassle-free auto body repair, from an accurate estimate to working with your insurance company. We will get your vehicle to its pre-accident condition as soon as possible. Greg's Auto Body has been serving Los Angeles County and local cities since 1970. Call us at 562-789-1300.
back.
Hey, are we here? It's TinselTown Talkies on a Thursday, and look what Rasha gave me. She thinks I needed a compact, and I found a cookie in there, too.
Oh, whatever. There was something going on, so I thought in case, you want to check it.
Terribly sexy.
That's just
I'm
terrible.
glad you think
That's
so.
just terrible, period. Girl Scout cookie.
Yum.
You gave me one.
Yes.
Show me some respect, boy.
Yes, exactly.
Show me some respect.
Yeah.
That's right.
So we were talking about Kristen Bell before we had our break.
Yeah. So her and Dax Shepard, her husband, are royally pissed, can I say. They have a little baby daughter named Lincoln. God, she looks adorable.
Yeah.
And, they're getting frustrated because it's like the paparazzi is constantly after them. And she's like, fine, we understand. We're celebrities.
That's
We
part of
sign up for the job. But, leave our kids out of it. Like,
Yeah.
why are you troubling us? And, what's interesting is that some paparazzi photographers, they'll just go to the extent of, give us one or two and we'll leave you alone. And I don't think it should come down to that.
No. Have you actually watched the film Paparazzi? It came out like in the late 90s.
I remember that. No, I didn't.
Yeah, and it's actually exactly what this is all about. In that film, I believe it's Cole Howard. I can't remember the actor. But anyways, the main character is he plays an actor in the film. And he's with his wife and kid, and they're trying to dodge the paparazzi. And as they're dodging him, he runs an intersection and he gets broadsided, right? And then his wife or something dies as a result. And the paparazzi show up and start taking pictures of that. Instead of trying to save his wife and save him, they're taking photos of the death, right? And the rest of the film, he takes revenge on the paparazzi.
For that.
And it's interesting because that almost reminds us what's going on here of what's the extreme that they'll go to just to get one photo.
Exactly. And what's really sad? She mentions that other celebrity parents have talked to her. And they have a mantra for their kids in the car. And they tell their kids, they can't hurt us. They can't hurt us. They're annoying. It's just not worth it.
Yeah.
Like, it's so sad for them to have to live like that.
Yeah.
So, where do you draw the line?
Well, and the thing is, there is a line. Of course, paparazzi say, well, like I said, they'll try to use it. Well, because the problem is these photos have financial value to this paparazzi, right? And so it's such a money-driven industry that one photo is so worth it for their money.
So much, yep.
And that's the issue is like, all right, at what point do you say, I guess where does the morality come into it?
Right.
Where do the ethics come into it? And I don't know, what are your thoughts? Like, for you, where is that line?
Well, I think there's got to be a certain line drawn when you're talking about people's privacy.
And where is that line?
I agree with her. Like okay, fine. If they're in the street, if they're publicly walking, yes, fine. But this is my thing. Draw the line if the celebrity has requested you to not be in their face. If they've requested, do not take pictures of our kids. Now, there are celebrities out there who are fine with it. You've got them posting up pictures. They're pretty cool about it. I think Melissa Joan Hart's one of those who, like, she's chilled.
Yeah.
It's like, I want my kids out there, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But, like, people like Kristen, if she doesn't want this, respect her for that. You get her on the carpets, you get her everywhere else. We've got this picture. This is probably a paparazzi picture, too, here.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah. Of course it is, and that's what she's complaining about. But it's like, leave their kids alone. I think, it's fine. They're celebrities. I think to a certain level, they do deserve a certain level of respect and privacy.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I can't really take the other side of this. I totally agree with you.
So you can't fight about it?
Can't fight about it, but it's like, yeah, there is a certain level of privacy. I guess there's a question of like, if they are on the street like that, you could probably, if you can sneak away a photo before she says anything, I'm not against that. Like I said, I get that people want to see this,
right?
If she's adamant about.
But if she's asked you, don't photograph me, don't take this, leave her alone. Or if you come close to her, don't make her sock you to protect her kid.
Yeah.
Because Kristen will become a mama bear.
Which she is right now, right?
And that leads me to another story. Sam Worthington, our guy from Avatar.
Yeah.
He was out with his girlfriend in New York. I can't even believe this. Like, this actually just pissed me off when I read about this. And I'm upset that, so he stalked a paparazzi photographer because apparently, if this is the correct story, the photographer kicked his girlfriend in the shin.
Yeah.
And so that created a reaction, and he punched the photographer, and then he got arrested for it.
A laceration to the nose.
Yeah. Okay. So why aren't we attacking the photographer? Like, why is he not getting arrested for that act? Why are we going after Worthington?
And what's interesting? There's a sports analogy here because in sports it happens a lot where the first person who commits the foul is going to get caught. It's the person who responds to the foul who gets caught.
Right.
And it's almost like that's what's going on here. It's like it's not the initial party that gets caught. It's the one who actually responded. And that's another fine balance of like, all right, if you're in a situation, what's the high road to take, and when is it okay to respond? As a guy, if my girlfriend or significant other were injured in any way, I'd respond too. You don't do that to my.
But that's just so random. So I'm going to say his name. The paparazzi guys, the paparazzo as they call it, is called Shang Li.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my gosh, like why would you go and kick somebody, especially a female, in the shin? I mean, I don't know if that was accidental, if it was intentional. I don't know, but it's just wrong, whatever it is. And apparently, she had a bruise on her leg. Yet Worthington was the one that was charged with assault and received an appearance ticket. Okay, so I'm sorry. So Lee was arrested and he was charged with assault, and harassment.
And
but why do we have to get to this? That is what.
Why do you got to be physical about it?
Yeah.
It's just,
Are you that desperate to get a picture? Please.
Well, these people are
making money.
They are. I mean, like I said, you can't underestimate the financial value these photos have. People, I mean, and this is partly society's fault, right? We want to see these photos.
Well, and it's funny you say that because an entertainment lawyer mentioned that. He's like, there's two things that are hot sellers in our world: celebrities and children.
Yeah. And so you have a Kristen Bell situation, you have a celebrity situation. People want to see these things. So until we change, the paparazzi will always exist.
So I feel like you're favoritizing the paparazzi now.
I all I'm saying is I put some of the blame on us.
Oh, see, I don't agree with you. No, I think they need to have a certain level of respect. And you just got to give people their space. And it's fine. You got to do your job. Take the picture from wherever you can. But you do not need to be physical about it. So I cannot at all justify that is. I'm
not justifying them. I'm not defending them. I'm just getting where they're coming from. They're not going to. If they're going to make $1,000 off a photo,
they'll do whatever
they're going to do what they're going to take to get it.
Yeah, but
they're not going to listen to their privacy requests.
No, of course.
These people aren't fair players.
Right. That's what they're trained to do.
Well, and they lose money by playing fair. It's like the line from Pirates of the Caribbean, where Orlando Bloom's character says, "In a fair fight, I'd beat you." Then, what's his name? Johnny Depp says, "Well, that gives me no incentive to fight fair." Right.
Right.
And that's what this is. Like, yeah, in a fair world, these people wouldn't be able to make the money they want to make, and this is a money-driven society. Let's be honest.
Well,
and so if you want to, I think there's more changes that need to be made. I mean,
yeah, I think changes.
We don't have to stop at the request.
Definitions or some guidelines that need to be defined.
Yeah.
Stop.
But yeah, I mean, this will, like I said, until those things happen, these things will continue.
And it's sad because it puts the actors in a position.
Unfortunately, yeah, that's a sad reality. But oh well. Let's move on to some happier news.
Well, happier news, the Oscars are coming into town. Oh.
Well, let's talk Oscars. Yes, let's talk Oscars.
Well, we're not going to talk about the Oscars like in depth, but if you live in Hollywood, you may want to stay inside for the next couple of days or watch where you're driving because they've already started having street closures and setting up for
the Oscars are this weekend.
Yep. A couple days away on Sunday.
And so even if it's not just the road closures, also the train. If you're taking the train, it won't even stop at Hollywood Island.
That's right.
So you're basically going from, if you know your train's Hollywood and Vine, straight into North Hollywood, which is like about 50 minutes away.
Yep.
So I guess and this is going on through March 4th. So we got about
till Tuesday.
4 or 5 days of like.
Well, and they already started closing at the beginning of this week.
We should call this what? Oscar-mageddon?
Yeah, I like that, Oscar-mageddon.
Oscarzilla.
Oh my God, I've been down there. It is chaos down there. Let me tell you.
Yeah. My friend got caught in that a couple days ago, and so it's
intense.
Yeah, but speaking of intense, we got an intense American actor involved with an Indian themed film ish.
Yeah, well, one of our friends is actually producing that film, Jay Khanna.
Yeah, from Brillstein.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's directed by Rohit Karn Batra, who's also a friend.
Who's a filmmaker here in Los Angeles. Yes. But apparently Ray Liotta.
Yes, from
Goodfellas. Is going to be playing a character in a mafia thriller in India.
Yes, and he's playing an arms dealer.
That should be interesting.
Yeah, and this is Batra's first ever film.
That's pretty. I mean, that's a pretty big score right there to be able to get Ray Liotta. And what's interesting too, I think it's his first film, which is going to be shooting in India.
Yeah.
They're filming. The movie's name is The Field.
And are they filming in Delhi?
Yep, they're filming in New Delhi, India, the capital of India.
Yeah.
And I think it should. What is it? It's an undercover operation between an Indian mafia family.
And it's funny because like when you hear of mafia films, you think of Russian mafia, Italian mafia.
I don't know about the Indian
mafia. You never hear of it. And hey, look, the Indian mafia does it. I should be a mafia member. I should be in this film, right?
Yeah. You know what's funny? Primo, I was seriously just thinking that. Pimo, I think we should send a headshot in.
Yeah. And we know Jay. Why is he casting me? Jay.
Jay.
Hey, if you're watching, I need to be in this film.
Exactly. You got to cast him.
And I will say I'm not an actor. I am not an actor, but I could play a mafia guy. I got the hat already. I got the beard.
When somebody asks you if you can do it, you just say, I can do it. I can act. I can do whatever you need to do.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
All right. We'll have to call Jay for that.
Yeah.
So,
keep it on this Indian theme and Delhi theme. Somebody was caught wearing a turban like the Indian Prime Minister.
Hugh Jackman.
And it actually looks like the same kind of, like the same color turban that Mr. Singh would wear.
It's kind of cute because he actually.
And actually, I got a photo of the two. And that's the Indian Prime Minister on the right.
That's the Indian Prime Minister, by the way, people. Yeah. And it's kind of funny because Hugh actually tweeted this out. I put this up on my Facebook, and I actually had people commenting saying, Hugh looks good in anything. So why was he wearing this, though?
Was he mocking the Prime Minister?
No, you know what? He was actually on a Brit-Asian TV series, The Kumars, which is a very popular television show in London. So I
love his name, Hewinder.
That's hilarious.
Hewinder.
Oh, that was actually tweeted by a pop singer from India,
yeah,
Alicia Chennai.
Hewinder instead of Hugh. Now
Hewinder Jackman Singh.
Yeah, I mean, it just Hewinder. Winder is a very common, I guess, suffix on Sikh names. So he's been adopted by the Sikhs.
Our fellow Indian.
Yes. We got a few seconds left. We got to transition now into our next break.
Oh, okay.
So we'll talk a little bit more about some more ballers.
Yes, we have a reality line producer joining us pretty soon.
Yes,
She's going to talk to us about some fun stuff all the way from Beverly Hills today. So stay tuned. You're listening to TinselTown Talkies only on
Rant Radio Network.
Do we have your attention? When it comes to tequila, two things matter: heart and passion. Never compromising integrity for mass production. Number one Tequila delivers the goods. Taste the heart and passion of Mexico in every bottle. We make it right. We make it fun. Superior Tequila. There's only number one. There's only number one. There's only number one.
What's wrong?
I can't stop craving a cigarette. I just quit. Hey, what are you smoking on?
Oh, this? Best e-juice on the planet. Burst of flavor, of course.
What's that?
Only the best alternative to smoking with a great flavor. It has a burst of flavor in every puff.
Well, does it have nicotine?
It comes in different levels, including 0. They have 20 flavors and more coming. All the products are made in the U.S. Check them out at www.burstoflavor.com or call them at 855-WE-BURST.
Hey, let's burst together.
It's not just flavor, it's an experience. Cigarettes, you've met your match.
Add some crazy flavor to your vape pen. You're looking for something new and exciting in liquid vapor? Go to Crazy Cloud's e-juice. Find them at burstoflavor.com and try any of the new 12 flavors they have available: blueberry, mint, raspberry, chocolate, gummy bear, hemp, watermelon, cola, orange, pina colada, coconut, or Red Bully. Call us today at 855-WE-BURST or visit us at burstoflavor.com and order yours today.
And happy Thursday. Welcome back to Rant Radio Network. You're tuned into TinselTown Talkies. I got Rasha to my right.
And I got Pimo to my left.
To the left, to the left.
And joining us on the phone now is Miss Mona Burkott. She is a line producer here in Hollywood. Mona, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you guys?
Doing good.
we are
Recris. I know some good. That's an inside joke between the two of us.
Okay.
Wonderful. Like fireworks, best YouTube ever.
Yeah. Yeah. This is when you introduced me to her several months ago. She showed me a YouTube of literally the best fireworks ever. Mon, do you want to describe what this guy was saying?
You know what, y'all? You're going to have to just YouTube it. There's no way to describe it. But if you look up bootleg fireworks, I believe it's the first thing that comes up.
Yeah,
it's just this guy watching some ghetto fireworks and things get just a little out of control.
Okay, so we'll take a look. So Mona is a line producer here in Hollywood, though it looks like she could also be an actress with these beautiful headshots that we have of her.
Look at those eyes.
Thanks. I got some nice biopics taken one day.
They're great pictures. So line producer, challenging job. Obviously, you're handling the money. So very important job.
Is she trustable?
I don't know. I think she is kind of.
Really? Just kind of?
Well, she's got to be. She's done projects for Discovery along with other big networks.
Okay.
MTV. I don't think they would just handle her money. But, a lot of the projects you've worked on, they've been reality driven. And one of the things we were talking about, Mona, was why are reality shows still so popular? I mean, they're definitely not a fad.
No, they're definitely not a fad. I've been told, because it is a question I ask myself often, like, why are you guys watching the show? But thanks for keeping me employed. There's some psychology behind it. Someone once told me, and that is that, some of these train wreck shows, people tend to feel better about their lives. Not really sure how that works out, but hey, more power to them. The other thing is that, reality or alternative programming, as some like to call it, in certain situations will give you a glimpse into a world that you normally wouldn't have. My last show, Alaska: The Last Frontier on Discovery Channel,
which is a top-rated show, a very top-rated show.
It gives us insight to this family that basically they live off the land in Alaska. So some of the feedback we got after season 1 was like, man, I wish I could build an outhouse. Like, things that maybe people years ago knew how to do. And now we're like, we're just going to go to the bathroom inside. You know what I mean? Like, there's all these like survival functional things that people do on a show like that people find fascinating, so it lends itself to, ratings.
So what do you find fascinating when you watch it? Is there any, you work on these shows, is there anything you find appealing that you could compare your own life to?
I can tell you that I have not built an outhouse.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of indoor plumbing, heated floors and the like. I don't actually find a lot of things relatable in that sort of world. It's also, you see certain shows like A Housewives where the stakes are always higher and, people are always in each other's faces, and I won't get in your face unless it's absolutely necessary, so I'm too normal. I'm too normal to be on a reality show. So I think the relatability is a little less, but shows like Alaska, or I did another show for Discovery called Extreme Drug Smuggling, just the insights into these other worlds I find fascinating.
Rasha said I need to be on the drug smuggling show.
Oh, you could have casted Pimo in that one. He loves the whole mafia world.
Oh, could I have? Is that really what you want me to do?
No,
Get the feds on your tail?
I'm just telling you what Rasha is saying. I'm not advocating for me at all in this one. This is all her accusation.
But Mona, you worked on Housewives too. I mean, what would you say is one of the hardest things about working on reality shows, or is it easy?
There are aspects that are easier than scripted. but there are aspects that are harder. One of those aspects is you just kind of have to sometimes go with the flow of the day. You know, like nothing is pre-planned out. In the sense, like, if I'm at a park with 3 of the ladies and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we have to go somewhere else for whatever reason, we just kind of have to do it. Mm-hmm. You know, there are things that are plotted out in the day saying, okay, yeah, we'll shoot at such and such location, and then from there we'll do a company move and go somewhere else. Those kind of things happen, but, you know, something comes up in the middle of the shoot. You just kind of have to roll with it.
So you better be a chilled kind of person working in reality, I guess.
You gotta be
I'm
chill.
sorry?
You gotta be chill, but
you gotta be a chilled type of person. You can't be too uptight, I guess, working in this in that division.
Yeah, it can really get to you if you're uptight and expect things to go super smooth, because that's never going to happen. You know, I get frustrated, but I was telling a friend of mine last night, we were having dinner, and she's a story producer for these reality shows, and it's just like, you know, she was like, I could never do what you do, and I was like, I couldn't do what you do. I was like, pulling story out of thin air based on like, oh, what are you doing today? Just hand me a script. I'm way better with that.
So if you were able, if I told you right now, pull a story out of thin air, what kind of project would you like to produce on the reality show front, if you could do one?
I would probably stick to the type of shows like that Discovery or History Channel or A&E does. These very, like, you know, like, I love the Deadliest Catch kind of things and the Alaska, the Last Frontier kind of things. They're super fun. Mm-hmm. Plus, we get to go. So when I did Alaska, I spent time in Alaska, which was amazing. You know.
So tell us about Alaska. What did you? Was any cool stories you could share?
Yeah, or something fun.
In Alaska?
Yeah.
There were definitely some cool things. We stayed. We put up the crew in this amazing, like, condo areas, because these guys are out with the cast for days at a time in the middle of nowhere, Alaska. So when they come back, we want to make sure that they're treated well and they have comfortable, you know, surroundings. But we went out. We were outside on the beach up by Kachemak Bay, and the tide had come in. Alaska is known for extreme tide swings. So the tide came in and basically dumped jellyfish all over the beach, and they were frozen. So it was like frozen. If you looked down the beach, it was like frozen plates just reflecting light. It was amazing.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
It was probably one of the coolest things I'd ever seen.
I don't think we get to see that.
It's so beautiful. I mean, you talk about raw nature.
Yeah.
That's what you have out there. You cannot, however, see Russia.
Little jab at Sarah Palin.
Maybe closest from Nome, but I think you would need an no, I can't even say that. No, not even from Nome.
Yeah.
But so now you're interested in scripted too, right? What is so intriguing to you about scripted television?
I really like a good story. You know what I mean? Like, where there's character development and, you know, I don't know. It's just deeper than a reality show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. No. And speaking of a project that you've been co-producing, Chado, with myself.
Yes. That's true.
That's a little
nice
plug in
plug.
there.
I like it.
Shameless plug-in.
I'm going to talk about Chado real quick, since I can't plug in.
Yes, it is. You're right about that.
Since I can't self-advertise about Chado, tell us about Chado. Tell our viewers.
Chado is basically, you know, Rasha and I were discussing this one day, along with our producing partner, Lorna. I had been wanting to, how's the best way to describe it? To kind of show what it was like growing up as a first-generation South Asian in America. So, like, you know, my parents immigrated here in the 70s. I was raised in the American culture, but juxtaposed to that was the South Asian culture, which, as we all know, is very steeped in tradition and the can-dos and the can't-dos and so forth and so on. And it lends itself to a lot of hilarity. So we decided to put together a web series that sort of showcased that. I think one of my favorite favorite scenes is when our lead character, Talia, her grandmother comes in to try and say, like, look, you need to, like, your focus needs to be finding a man and getting married and settling down and having children. And Talia's like, you know, I'm very comfortable with where I am right now. I'm in business. I want to see my business grow, blah, blah, blah. And the grandmother's response was, you get uglier and darker every year. No man is going to want you.
Wow.
That was probably one of my favorites because, you know, you hear that.
Moment.
I had a conversation similar when I was 24. My aunt was like, I can't believe you're not married and not having children. And I was laughing. I was just like, what? She's like, your ovaries are shriveling up and dying. I was like, I'm 24.
Wow.
And that's just one of the things we deal with in the South Asian community, right?
Right.
Totally. Like, so, so we try and showcase that. I mean, it's a web series, so every episode is like 5 to 7 minutes long. So, you know, there's only so much that we can put into it, but we had a lot of fun. I think we hit some good marks.
Yep, and people can find us on YouTube. It's CHADO TV.
Mm-hmm. What else can we find? You have a website or just on YouTube?
We've got a website too, Mona.
What's the website, Mona?
We do have a website. It is under construction at the moment.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
So better to check us out on YouTube, and we've got a lot of fun, different moments coming up, right?
Yeah, it's chadotv.com, but if you go there and it looks a little ghetto-fied, at least now you know why.
Ghetto-fied.
Yeah,
we're coming up to a small commercial break, but when we come back, we definitely want to talk about South Asians in Hollywood, Mona, and the impact they're making. And again, I think that also connects to the web series of why it was important to do something like that, but really what's happening in Hollywood, and are they still ready to see Indians on mainstream TV?
Is Mona ready to see mainstream Indians on TV?
I don't know. We'll find out when we come back. You're listening to Rasha and Pimo on TinselTown Talkies, only on
Rant Radio Network.
We'll be right back.
The experts know that for pastry, Baker's Bodega has it all. Exclusive brands like Westco Bankmark, Satin Ice, and Pastry Pride. One-on-one day seminars for cake decorating and gelatin art. So for our service, wide range of ingredients and supplies, and for the low prices, Baker's Bodega has it all. But you don't need to be an expert. Baker's Bodega, 7869 Paramount Boulevard in Pico Rivera. Come, we're waiting for you.
ProTech Carpet Tile and Care provides professional cleaning services for carpet, tile, grout, upholstery, and fine area rugs.
ProTech technicians are professionally trained and certified cleaning and restoration experts.
We specialize in restoring damage caused by heavy soil and odor.
We can remove challenging spots such as coffee, tea, ink, gum, wine, and many more.
We have saved our customers thousands of dollars on new flooring and furniture expenses with our advanced cleaning processes.
Call for a free estimate at 562-447-4300 and visit us on our website, www.myprotechsite.com.
Hey, this is Joe Perez, owner at ProTech. Just reminding you that ProTech Carpet and Tile Care is your professional choice.
Hey, bro, this is a good game. You know what would make it better?
What, bro?
A michelada.
A michelada? What's a michelada?
A michelada is somewhere in the middle of a Mexican Bloody Mary and a Mexican margarita.
Oh, I got you covered, bro.
You got a cup in your pocket?
No, sir. I got my pocket-sized michelada. Mucho macho michelada.
Pocket size?
Pocket size, so you can take it with you anywhere you go.
Where'd you get that at?
At the nearest convenience store, and you can also buy it at muchomachomichelada.com.
You know what would make it better? After we get drunk, if they had a line we can call.
We can call their drunk line. You can leave a message and then log on to the site and listen to your stupidity afterwards.
What's that number?
It's 855-MICHE-69.
What's that number again?
855-MICHE-69.
Awesome. Mucho macho michelada.
back to TinselTown Talkies here on the Rant Radio Network. I'm here with Rasha on my right, and I'm Pimo, and on the phone over there is a lovely lady named Mona. And Mona, are you still there? You still talking to us?
I'm still here.
We haven't scared you away yet?
No, the good thing is I know you two.
Oh, well, maybe this next question will scare you away. Because we were just talking about the whole aunt trying to set up somebody or her niece, whatever, on Chado. So what if I were to propose to you, not me personally propose to you, but I would set you up on a date with Aziz Ansari. Would you say yes?
Yeah, I would totally go and laugh my butt off through the entire date. Why not? He's a little young for me, but I'll take one on the chin.
Mona. I love your spirit.
So wait, if he's young for you, you're 21. You think he's like 18 or 19 or something, or what?
I think actually he's like 15. So I mean, that gets into like a whole other, whole thing of issues with legalities.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to go there.
I'll feel you. I feel you there. Okay. Alrighty. Well, let's transition now into, I guess, a little bit more about a more serious discussion of South Asian actors and talent. We've seen a lot more people from our side of the world make more of a presence here in Hollywood.
Yeah.
What's your overall, I guess, impression and take on where we are in Hollywood?
On camera or behind the camera?
On camera.
I'd say on, because what's great, it's great you asked that, Mona, because what's interesting is I'm seeing a lot more South Asian talent behind the camera, which is interesting. It's really grown in the past 10 years. But yeah, on camera.
You cut out. What was that last bit, my dear?
But on camera. What's your take on for actors or South Asian actors on camera?
I think it's like any other culture that's getting into mainstream. See it through, Asian community with the African American community. It takes time. It takes time to kind of get on there. I'm sorry, I have someone calling and call waiting, and they're driving me nuts. I'm like, I'm not answering. Hang up. I think it just takes time to get into the mainstream if you're if you are of any varying kind of culture. People don't know what to expect. Roles aren't written. I'm sure we hear that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I think seeing more of it, like you see it in Big Bang Theory as a prime example, or whatever, like Mindy Kaling, I think has taken a lot of steps forward for us. But it's like everything, it's a work in progress. We aren't mainstream.
Yeah.
And it'll take time to get there.
Absolutely agreed. We have just about a minute here, actually 30 seconds to a minute. And wanted to find out who's one of your favorite South Asian actors on television or on the big screen
in the U.S. market.
In the U.S. market.
Honestly, right now I'm a Big Bang Theory fanatic. I keep watching it.
Kunal
Yeah.
Nair.
Me too. I love Kunal.
I love Kunal too. He's pretty awesome, and his face whenever Sheldon says something ridiculous is awesome.
He's so natural.
He's actually one of the coolest guys in real life too.
Yeah.
Pretty nice
I was
guy.
going to say, I met him a couple years ago at the CBS Diversity Showcase, and
That's right.
He doesn't know me from a hole in the wall, but it didn't stop him from talking to me, and you, Rasha, were there with me, and you know what I mean. So it was pretty cool, So
he's just
never mind that Hottie McHotterson who was on Heroes.
Right. But what's interesting too, Mona, that you mention it? If you actually think about it, Kunal is really a South Asian actor. He's not even South Asian American. I mean, he hails from India.
He's from Delhi.
And so,
absolutely.
So it's so commendable for him to be in Hollywood and be on one of the top rated shows here.
He's done well. He's done
and
really well.
a very successful show.
Yep. Absolutely agreed.
Maybe Chado will make some more breakthroughs.
Oh, that's
for us.
It. Absolutely will.
And then maybe Kunal be your leading star soon.
That's right. That
would be awesome.
Yeah.
Come over, be in our store, have some chai, laddu khalo, it's fine.
All right, Mona. Well, hey, thanks so much for calling. I had a great discussion with you, and by all means, please feel free to talk to us more later down the line.
Yes.
Would love to. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you, and love to hear more about, the scripted or reality series that you'll be working on soon.
We'll let you know.
All right.
All right, sounds
Thanks,
good.
Mona.
Thanks, Mona.
Have a
Take
good
care,
one.
guys.
All right.
Talk to you soon.
You too. Bye.
Peace. Nice discussion.
Yes, that was great.
Yes. So, do we want to continue on the whole South Asian scene right now and talk about
Bollywood.
Bollywood. What I didn't say South Asian, right? South Asian.
Say it. Spell it.
I'm not gonna spell it.
Well, we're going to end up the show with Bollywood.
Yes,
Stuff happening in Bollywood.
yes. So, what are we talking about first? We got a few talks we could talk about here. You want
Big-
to talk about A.R. Rahman?
Sure, in 10 seconds.
Okay, I guess he's got a muse.
And her name is Yami. She's a pretty newcomer into
not
the
Yummy?
industry. Yeah, it's spelled Y-A-A-M-I.
I know it's spelled, but I gotta just pun on the name.
Okay,
she is
fine.
pretty.
She is very pretty.
You know,
And apparently she's inspiring one of our biggest composers in the world, Oscar winner A.R. Rahman. He's the one who did Slumdog Millionaire in 127 hours.
yeah, it was actually inspired by a painting of her, and I guess he's now
He's
using
making
that.
music
Ma-
around
ma-
that.
making music based upon, I guess, the imagery of the painting. I guess she's got a certain level of beauty
Yeah.
that could inspire music, and it's interesting. This guy is married, but he's saying like, "Oh, you're cute. Let me make a music about."
Well,
a song
I
about
personally
you."
think if you have someone like A.R. Rahman doting over you, I mean, that is pretty huge. He is one
Yeah.
of the world's most famed composers.
Gosh,
and
I hope it doesn't get to her head.
God, I would feel complimented. She's a pretty newcomer. I think the last movie she done was with Ayushmann. I believe she was in the what was that first movie he did? Vicky Donor.
Oh, okay. And what is Vicky Donor tied to here in the States? There's another movie like that here recently.
Oh, the Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn movie,
one.
right? I
Yeah.
forgot what it was called, but yeah, it was Vince. One of the rare
About the
times.
babies.
Yeah, one of the rare times that Bollywood actually comes out ahead of Hollywood.
Yeah, very true. She's got another movie coming out too.
Yeah. Well, good for her.
Yeah.
And like I said, I hope it doesn't get to her head.
Yep.
Um,
Agreed.
Speaking of getting to your head, this is a pretty racy film.
Yeah. Okay. So for those of you who've seen the movie Grand Masti, it actually, I don't get it. It's become so huge. I just thought it was so cheesy. It got a Hall of Fame award.
Well, and for some context, it's considered one of the boldest adult comedy films in Bollywood. I guess it would be equivalent to like an American Pie theme. Where
Oh,
it's
is that
kind of
what it is?
well, it's kind of raunchy, and and just how American Pie was viewed as a raunchy film. It's not an American Pie copy, but just how it's
Like
got
the raunchiness.
the raunchiness. Yeah. So now this film has got that level of raunchiness, and it's getting inducted to a Hall of Fame. It's got a Hall of Fame plaque from the Star Guild Awards.
So hilarious. I guess because I guess tackling very bold issues is still a difficult thing in Bollywood. So
Yeah, and it made a lot of money last year. I mean, 100 crores. I mean, how much is that in dollars?
can't even count it.
Is that $2 million?
That's a lot.
I
Yeah.
mean, for Indians, that 2 million. That was 2 million or 20
Did you say
million.
100 crore?
100 crore.
Oh,
That's
I
a
think
lot of
that's
money.
what the movie Gunde is doing out with Priyanka Chopra right now.
Yeah, that movie's doing. And 100 crores, like it's like in American terms, that's like topping 50 million or
Yep.
100 million. That's the same kind of landmark. So
Well, Vivek Oberoi was in this, and Deshmukh was in there.
Ritesh Deshmukh.
Deshmukh, yep.
Yeah.
And you know how to
So
pronounce his name. I just added an H to it. Ritesh. It's Ritesh.
wow. I guess we know where you're. If you want to take the Freud analysis, we know where your brain's at.
Where is it, Pimo?
I'm not going to take it any further than that. We'll leave it at that. I think your facial reaction said enough.
All right, we've got just a couple minutes left here.
Uh-huh.
This weekend, a great movie opening up for all Bollywood fans and movie lovers.
Mhm.
Shadi Ke Side Effects. That's
And what does that
Pritesh
mean?
Shandy.
What does that mean in English?
The side effects of being married. You can only imagine how this film's going to do. We got a couple of clips of it. A couple of pictures, if we could put those up, with Vidya Balan and Farhan Akhtar. And it's basically about these two characters, Sid and Trisha.
Mhm.
And they are basically now husband and wife. And for Sid, it's a big deal because he's had this huge fear of marriage. And for Trisha, she's finally gotten, around to saying her vows and being married. But now they have to figure out how they're going to cope with each other because they're different personalities.
I wonder if this is a movie to watch for people like me who aren't married.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. The songs look fun. So this is not the image from Shadi Ke Side Effects.
This is from Grand
That's
Musty.
so Grand Musty.
We're still on Grand Musty. What does Grand Musty mean, by the way?
A lot of fun. A lot of fun.
So we go from a lot of fun to marriage.
Yes. Yes.
Is that two opposite ends of the spectrum now? A lot of fun and then marriage.
You're so right. But this, this film should do pretty well. It's a comedy, and people are really looking forward to it. They're doing a lot of press for it. And of course, Farhan Akhtar is a very talented guy. He's the one who's been winning the awards from Bag Milka Bag in Bollywood. Vidya Balan has also proven herself as a
big fan of hers,
actress. Yeah, I think you'd actually enjoy the film.
Yeah, I'm a big Vidya Balan fan. So she's got an adorable face, but she's also a damn good actress.
Oh, she's amazing.
When I watched her in Kahani, which was like the Indian version of Usual Suspects,
yes,
I was just blown away.
Oh, she's phenomenal. And you know what's great? She doesn't play your typical Bollywood roles, and she's not caught up in the I have to be glam, and she is a true actress to the craft. True actress. I
think you said it right in saying the word craft.
Yeah. And so I'd like to thank Pritesh Nandi Communications, who sent us these stills.
There's video
directly from Mumbai, India.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But they're really excited and looking forward to these the release of this film. I think it's gonna be fantastic. So you should check it out. Look at that. See, they got some musty happening in there.
Yeah. See, that's how. If I drink, that would be me. If I drink alcohol, that'd be me. I'd be like just all the time,
And in closing, we'd like to wish Sanjay Leela Bhansali, the director of Ram Leela, who's done amazingly well, a very, very happy birthday. He's 51.
Can you believe it?
Wow. If anybody knows this name, this guy's one of the most creative guys. He's made Devdas. He made Hum Dil De Chuke Sanam. Worked with the biggest stars, of course. You got Salman Khan, Aishwarya Rai, Shah Rukh Khan. Just amazing. So happy birthday to him. He says he said he never had a birthday party when he was growing up. He's always just focused on writing and everything. And this time his sister arranged a big 50th. Oh, he's turned, he had a 50th birthday party as a surprise, but he likes being quiet. So happy birthday, Sanjay. We look forward to more creativity from you.
Yes, and we look forward to seeing you again in a bit. So
thank you for joining us today on TinselTown Talkies. We'll see you next week only on Rant Radio Network.
Peace.